With a retirement announcement from Buffalo Superintendent Dr. Tanja Williams-Knight, we're looking at what could be next for the local district.
Right now, we're joined by Sam Radford of We the Parents of Western New York. Sam, thank you so much for coming in late tonight. Dr. Tanja Williams mentioned she's leaving the district in a good place. She specifically said that today. First question, would you agree?
Absolutely. It's definitely better than she found it. So I think when Dr. Williams came in, being honest with you, I wasn't a Dr. Williams supporter when she came in. She came in as a person with no superintendent experience, second largest school district in New York State. We did not do a search, so our organization was not in support of her. But she came in and she was able to bring people together because she's from Buffalo. She's born and raised in Buffalo. She's a teacher in Buffalo, a principal. So she knew the city. She knew the people, and she got people to sit down together that Dr. Cash and previous superintendents couldn't do. And she's done a bang-up job, an outstanding job, and we're going to miss her.
Yeah, part of the role for your group, as well as the DPCC and others, will be, I imagine, at some point to give feedback or to get involved in some way of this search. Of course, it's just now getting underway. What do you envision you or your group's role will be over the next several months as this search gets underway?
Well, I think first of all, it's going to be really interesting in who makes a decision on who the new superintendent is, because you really have, right now, probably going to bring in an interim at the end of her term. Then you're probably going to hire a search firm, and you got this is an election year. You got all six district seats up. 3 of the people who are not running, so it'll be a new school board members in January. So the question is, are you going to wait for the new school board, or are you going to try to do it before with the current school board? So, so I think we're definitely going to be involved. We care. At this time we hope that there's a search. We don't think they should just hire from within. I mean, a lot of good candidates locally that we should be looking at, though. So I'm excited.
You mean within the district?
Yeah, within the district. You know what I'm saying? Within the district, I'm saying, obviously, you got one of our deputies, Dr. Ramona Reynolds. You got Dr. Cassandra Harrington Wright, who there, obviously Will Caresses is there. So there's people that's in the district who probably could do a good job, you know what I'm saying? But also, you got people, who are local. Sean Nelms, right out of Rochester, who I think would be a great candidate. So there's a lot of good people. David Mauricio, who used to be here. So it's a lot of good people who got Buffalo background, Buffalo roots, who I think are people that we should be looking at.
And that's important to you, having Buffalo roots?
I think the thing we learned with the contrast between Dr. Williams-Knight and Dr. Cash, was that having somebody who's local, got Buffalo roots, know the history, got relationships, it's made a difference. I mean, it just has made a big difference. Before I was thinking about the credentials and the qualifications, but if you got the credentials and the qualifications and and got real relationships, it seems like that was a winning formula.
Dr. Williams-Knight has talked about traveling to all of the school buildings. She even released a plan today saying that she was going to do this exit tour where she was going to visit every building in the district and kind of check in to see how they were handling. So we know that she's been able to collaborate and bring groups together. You mentioned that. Are you also equally as happy with the progress that students have been making at the educational level, be it in reading or math, science, those kinds of metrics as well?
Yeah, so education outcomes have got somewhat better. I mean, obviously we looking for better results than we're getting educationally, right? But Dr. Williams, she got it moving in the right direction. And I mean, and again, sometimes that's the best you can do. You can get it turned and get it moving in the right directions. But I think given the kinds of monies that came to the district through ESSER and ARPA, the federal dollars that came in, I think the expectation coming out of the pandemic was, we have higher expectations. So I hope we bring in a person who's able to focus in. I mean, I think if you look historically, I remember we had a chief academic officer, Dr. Falase Oladele, where between 2006 and 2009, our reading scores and our math scores doubled, right? So there are people out there who can actually get the job done and get better academic outcomes. And I think that we should be searching for somebody that can really, collaborate, but we really, at the end of the day, have to measure success by whether our kids can read, write, and do math on grade level, graduating college career ready.
I think another big topic, though, is safety, school safety.
No question.
There was an incident in one of the schools today.
Yeah.
talk about what you hope to see in the future. Has it gotten any better in some of these schools that we keep hearing about these incidents?
Yeah, and I think that's more than a school issue. That's a community, that's a neighborhood issue in terms of school safety. And I just think overall, as a community, we got to be better at that, right? And so, I think people are much more alert. I think a much more investment has been made in school safety. But again, the biggest room in the house is always the room for improvement. So I think it's an area for improvement.
Sam Radford is from We the Parents, Western New York. Sam, it is good to see you. Thank you for being here this evening. I'm sure we'll be hearing from you over the next several months as this gets underway.
Thanks. Appreciate the invitation. All right, great.
Thank you.